Hello, beloved listeners, and welcome to Snake People at the Movies, film criticism by people who actually like film. Join us as we dive into movies we love, movies we respect, and movies we wish we could unsee. It's a podcast where we talk about growing up and living queer, nerdy, and depressed online and at the cinema. From the kids who start celebrating Halloween a month early, it's Sneople at the Movies. I'm Maddie.
I'm Ezra.
And I'm Helena. Hello.
The gang is back together. We have all been reunited.
We love to see
it. It's just been a summer of people taking a week off, because that's just how it fucking is.
I feel like
sometimes.
that's just how the summer always is. Like, even when you aren't bound to the school schedule, you're still in, like, summer is when you go do shit mode.
Right. There's just a lot going on.
Inevitably.
I got nothing.
If you aren't going and doing shit, something else happens. Yeah, I was gonna say, I wasn't out of town for, like, a vacation. I was having a medical problem.
Well, that is...
Yeah.
But also, that's a summer thing, so, you know.
It do happen. It does happen when you're an adult, unfortunately.
Yeah.
This thing where your body is like, I don't think so. And then it continues to do that for a while, and then sometimes it stops forever, pretty much. And then sometimes it just, for me, what happens is, like, I say, well, if I ignore this, it'll go away for a little while, because that's how that works. And eventually, sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. But usually it's gone away, and then I think, aha, I've solved it. And then it comes back like 2 months later.
Who needs doctors? Not me.
Who needs doctors? America.
I've sufficiently ignored the problem until it went away, and now we're cool, right?
I'm practically Greg House over here. It's like, it's probably lupus. Doesn't matter. It's fine.
Yeah, whatever.
Doesn't matter.
Who cares?
I like how this is a complete tangent right off the bat, but I just like how lupus was always the thing in, like, the middle of the episode, usually. I think maybe I'm misremembering it, but it always feels like, well, we've ruled out these things. Is it lupus? And it's, like, at the half-hour mark.
Obviously it has to,
Yeah, because the
like,
joke
well,
was
it's
never lupus.
It's
and then it
never
became, like,
lupus.
It became a joke, like, in-universe that it's never lupus. I think, maybe, I don't know, it's been a long time since I've watched
It's
this show.
lupus, like, once, but it's one of those situations where it's like Perry Mason losing a case. Like, it never happens until it happens one time, and you're like, oh shit, it was lupus, and then it's never lupus ever again. But it's just lupus enough for it to matter.
I feel like I saw a post one time that was basically like the moment that House, like, jumped the shark was the moment that they ran out of ideas, so it was finally lupus.
So it finally had to be lupus, yeah.
Great television.
That was one of the that was the first TV show where I, like, had to stop watching television because I had too much homework, and then I just, like, quit being able to, like, watch syndicated television for, like, a decade.
Yeah,
like, I
it takes it out of you.
with new television for literally, like, 10 years.
Yeah.
That's the power of House.
I mean, mostly the thing that was sad was that I never finished Fringe, but yeah, House, definitely.
There is that.
I mean, it's never too late, first of all. And second of all, and as somebody related note, y'all ever forget that his name was fucking Greg?
Yeah, his name's Greg.
Yeah.
His name was fucking Gregory House.
I remember distinctly the day as a young child that I realized it was supposed to be a Sherlock Holmes adaptation, and that his name was House because Holmes was like Holmes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I was not a child when I realized that, I'll confess. I was like a full-ass adult, and I was like, are you fucking serious?
It's never something that they beat you over the head with, right? It's very much like, you know,
no.
You can watch House and it can stand
Wilson
on its...
and Watson.
Right. It can stand on its own as, like, you know, its own show. It's very... sorry, I just laughed in the middle there because I was like, who's Cuddy's character? And then it's like, oh, she's Lestrade. What if Holmes wanted to fuck Lestrade? What if that was a thing? And that was the train of thought that my brain was going in while I was
fair enough.
speaking other words with my human mouth. Anyway, this is not an episode about House, which is a good show that is over now. It's been over for many years.
Anyway.
I mean, yeah. I feel like you can't blame Holmes for wanting to fuck Lestrade, specifically if he's Rupert Graves.
This is true.
I was gonna say.
This is true.
Anyway.
We've all been there. Anyway.
Moving right along. I'll start our What We See because it's been longer for me, and I've got my little paragraph to charge through.
You have sneeped a great many things.
I have. But also not that much considering how long I've been gone, but ain't that just the way. Rewatched Princess Bride, watched Walk Hard for the first time, which was an interesting experience, and I was really mad when I said Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story out loud, and then realized that it was a fucking sex joke, and I was like, are you fucking serious? And a friend of the show, Ben, was like, yeah, man, did you never put that together before? And I was like, I've never said the title of this movie out loud before, so no, I didn't put it together. Please leave me alone.
I also never put it together.
If it makes you feel any better, I put it together literally just right now as you said that.
That does actually make me feel better. Okay, excellent. I'm not alone. Watched the Netflix Witcher animated movie Nightmare of the Wolf. Watched When Harry Met Sally for the first time. Never seen that before. Really, really enjoyed it. Rewatched New Hope. Rewatched The Nice Guys. Watched John Carpenter's The Thing in a theater, which was a great experience.
The Hollywood?
Rewatched Alien. It was at the Cinemagic, actually. Because they do a VHS night every first Friday of the month. And they just happened to pick The Thing.
Great stuff.
And Leia was like, hey, do you want to go see The Thing? And I was like, you know I fucking do. So, yeah. Well, we're seeing. Everyone, okay. Brief aside, it was one of those experiences where everyone kept having a little chuckle, like, every few seconds. And I was like, guys, can you just buy into the bit, please?
Yeah.
I know this is an 80s movie and you're not used to, like, 80s movie, like, the way that they are crafted and filmed and shit, but, like, there's no need to be laughing this much at this
It's
movie.
also, it's just not really a very... I don't think of it, maybe I've just seen it too many times at this point, but I just don't think of it as being a very campy, silly movie.
I don't either.
You know.
No. But looking at it, I was like, it has its moments, right? There are points where that movie's supposed to be funny.
Right, of course.
But it is an 80s horror movie, and I can understand if you are not used to watching that kind of thing, that you would think it's kind of goofy, right? But also, like, I don't know, it just pissed me off.
But also, people are really annoying and don't know how to behave in a movie theater.
I know. We've talked this particular topic to death.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, I was sitting there in the theater thinking about, like, I have to tell Helena and Ezra about this.
I have a similar story to that
me...
with what I sneaked as well.
Excellent. Okay. Cool. So we'll discuss again later. Cool. So watched The Thing, rewatched Alien, watched My Cousin Vinny, watched the original taking of Pelham 123. I will say that Alien, My Cousin Vinny, and the taking of Pelham 123 was a triple feature. Don't ask me what the connection was, because I don't know.
Sometimes the connection is just movies I watched in a day.
Yeah, it's just movies I happened to watch in a row. Rewatched Solo, rewatched Clueless, and then I watched today Scream 4 and the original Hellraiser, which were both very good.
I'm so excited to hear more about Hellraiser specifically, because, like, I love Clive Barker, but I love Clive Barker, like, the author of Aberrat.
Right. I was watching this and thinking, like, I can understand why there are several people who will not or cannot watch this movie. Z, I would say maybe you shouldn't watch Hellraiser.
I've read the Wikipedia article about Hellraiser, and I'm gonna be real with you. As much as I would love to watch Hellraiser, I think I probably shouldn't watch Hellraiser.
Yeah, I think so too. But God, those special effects were very good.
I wish.
We'll talk about it more later. I also watched the first half of Over the Garden Wall. Didn't have time to finish it, but I was like, it's September. It's time to watch Over the Garden Wall. And then I have also been watching more of the Clone Wars show with a friend of the show, Madeline. So, phew, that's the list. That's the whole kit and caboodle.
Me next? Or Ezra next?
I mean, mine is extremely short.
Go ahead, go for it.
I'm not sure if this is, like, literally the only thing I saw or it's the only thing I can, like, remember seeing, but I went to go see How They Run, in a theater with my parents, which was very fun. It was kind of like fluffy, you know, and I feel like if you basically I feel like this movie would be like kind of insufferable for many people who aren't me. Specifically, it includes a lot of things that I personally and particularly love, and like that my parents really like. But it was well put together. It was fairly imaginative, and I had a good time, which is like more than I feel like can be said about a number of things that I've gone to see in movie theaters in recent memory. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, fair enough.
That's it. Other than that, I don't know. I'm like halfway through Nona the Ninth, which is like breaking my brain as I expected it to. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fuck, I don't know. What have I been doing for 2 weeks?
That's a good question, as always, right?
I'm legitimately not sure. My roommate's been gone for a while now. Like I've been home alone for a while, and it's starting to get to me.
You've been playing Final Fantasy 14.
Final Fantasy 14, yeah. That's pretty much it.
I got another one.
Yeah, Maddie and I have matching cat boys.
Fuck yeah, we do.
Very excited about it. I just like instinctive. I guess I must have just like remembered that Maddie played a cat boy, but I was like, I can be a cat boy.
Yeah, we're playing the same type of Catboy as well, which is the type that no one ever plays, which I thought was very cute. Oh, that's so cute.
Really? That's not the popular one? Wild.
No.
I had no idea. I just learned that right now.
Anyway. You always learn something about Final Fantasy. Especially
I
if you're
don't
me.
doubt that.
Every day we learn something new about
Final Fantasy, including that it takes me about 4 words to ID a voice acting performance by Taliesin Jaffe.
Yeah.
It's the least surprising thing you've ever told me.
Well, I had a thought earlier that was, I'm extremely gender conforming, you just don't understand what the gender is. Which is just me, but that's what I mean when I say I'm a parody of myself.
Yeah.
What have I seen? Sorry. I was just looking at my fucking ridiculous list.
Confess your sins.
My story related to The Thing, first of all, is that I went to see 3,000 Years of Longing with a friend in a movie theater, which I liked. I thought that was a good movie.
I do very much want to see that.
It reminded me a lot of The Fall, in terms of its structure and its look and its design.
Excellent. I love that. 2 very good lead performances. Some unfortunate sort of relationship with fat phobia, a little bit, kind of in it. Just FYI.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It wasn't, too terrible, but there was some parts in that where I was like, but it looks really cool. I liked what it was ultimately, like the story it was trying to tell. But the point of this is that I went to go see this at the Alamo Drafthouse in Brooklyn. No, and this is the one in Lower Manhattan, which is insanely impossible to get to because it's like in the basement of a fucking like building that looks like an empty mall, a hotel. But once you're able to find it, it's like fine. But Alamo has this weird thing. They're very, very strict about like people talking during the movie, which is great, generally, and also just like unnecessary, like excessive laughing, kind of like they're really like you can kind of report other people if in the movie if they're bugging you, which
if you want to be a snitch,
if you want to be a little like hall monitor about it, so like it was fine because this wasn't really a movie that people were generally like pretty like appreciative but quiet and respectful during this movie.
New release, that makes sense.
New release, just kind of a, pretty straightforward little romantic fantasy drama. People were caught up in the visuals and everything. It's nice. But the ad that they played before to remind people to, like, not talk during the movie was, I believe, an ad from the 80s that was the actors who were in the musical Cats at the time, and they were in their Cats costumes and makeup doing a little, Jellicle Cat's, like, rhyming thing about, like, smoking. Like, like, it was about smoking, I felt, and the dangers of smoking in a movie theater, and it kind of ended, like, if you smoke, you're gonna die, basically, but they said it in an annoying, like, T.S. Eliot, Jellicle Cat's way. And that was, like, their anti-talking ad. And I was, like, sitting there just, like, laughing to myself, because I was, is this, like, the threat that you're giving me? Like, I'm going to, like, die with the Jellicle Cats if I talk during this fucking movie?
Yeah.
And then it was, like,
you go to Jellicle Cat Hell.
I go to Jellicle Cat Hell with McCavity, and there's, like, there was, right after that, there was, like, an ad. I don't know anything about cats. There was an ad right after that was, like, from George Miller saying, thank you for coming to see this movie in the theaters. And I was like, yeah, I guess if I don't have the original Broadway cast of Cats telling me that I'm going to die if I smoke in a movie theater.
Threatening me with a knife.
I have an important piece of information for you. If that was the original cast of Cats.
Oh no, you have to tell me that Terrence Mann was in that.
If Rum Tum Tugger was in that, that's Terrence Mann, baby.
I don't know. They never said their names, and I couldn't tell you which one was Rum Tum Tugger. I couldn't tell you for the life of me, and I hope to God I never become the person who can unless
I could not tell him from Adam.
Yeah, I can't tell
him
from Adam.
In the cat's makeup, he just has kind of distinctive, like, he has, like, his eyes kind of stick out a lot. If I were watching it, looking for him, maybe, I was just too busy, like, thinking to myself, what the fuck is going on? Am I dying? Sort of while I was watching this trailer. Because that kind of sounds like...
That's right, the last thing you think before you die is an 80s...
anti-smoking?
80s movie telling you not to smoke in the theater.
I guess that's what was happening. I honest to God don't know. Alamo is, like, great. It's overpriced and it's, like, insane, but it is a very good movie theater. It's just, like, they're just so weird about that. It's so funny. Apart from that, I watched more Black Sails. I bailed on Kenobi because I was like, I'm bored. Sorry. I wish I could do it, but it did get me, like, into watching more Star Wars, unfortunately. So, I'm gonna watch Andor, unrelated to any of this that I'm about to talk about. But basically, I fucking watched The Phantom Menace for the first time in forever. What the hell is going on in that movie? I can't tell you.
It's like 7 different movies once is what's going on in that movie.
Trade blockade.
It's a trade blockade. There's, frogs and under the water.
It's the West Wing of Star Wars.
It's the West Wing of Star Wars if, like, nobody spoke to each other and everybody was standing 10 feet away from each other all the time. I was just rewatching it again because I was watching it with the blank check commentary. That's the other thing is I have tried listening to Blank Check when it was the Phantom podcast from the very beginning again, and now actually got into it because Phantom Menace was fresh in my mind. And I was just rewatching it tonight with their commentary, and they were pointing out in, like, the hall, the big, bureaucracy scenes, the big meetings at the beginning, everyone's, like, nobody's, like, talking. They're, like, all sitting so far apart, and, like, there's no inflection, just completely wooden acting in this one scene. Nothing is happening, and everything is happening in that film at the same time. It's insane. And then I watched Attack of the Clones, and I haven't seen Attack of the Clones since I was, in high school at least. And I always bought into the, like the sheep that I was back in high school. Because it was like the received wisdom, right, that the prequels overall sucked, which I didn't agree with, like, in general, because I watched Revenge of the Sith every single time it was on TV when it was on FX, because it was on every day in 2005, 2006. And so I already didn't fully agree with that, but then it was, like, received wisdom that Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace both sucked, and Attack of the Clones was the worst one, and I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, I believe that. I'm a fucking idiot. And I watched it, and I was like, this is honestly not that bad. Like, it's really not that bad. Like, it's not great. It's not perfect. There's some parts that are a bit slow. But I wasn't, like, comparing it to what we've seen since then, and I'm like, this is... And also compared to what Disney... I was thinking about this earlier, compared to what Disney is doing now, just in general, churning out these bullshit live-action remakes. Compared to all of this shit that they're doing right now, and compared to Rise of Skywalker, Attack of the Clones is like Metropolis. now. It's like fucking,
we didn't know how good we had it.
We didn't know how good we had it, man. It's like Passion of Joan of fucking Arc, this movie now, compared to the rest of the stuff that they've been churning out.
Fuck me.
Again, it's not a great, perfect movie. There's still some parts of it, mostly the stuff that's left over from Phantom Menace, honestly, like the racial stereotypes that they just, like, bring into from Phantom Menace and keep putting it, the Nemoidians and, like, Jar Jar is still there. Yeah, it's like, but when it's not them, I'm like, this is kind of interesting, and I'm invested, and it looks like it's obviously technologically groundbreaking. I'm sure it, set the stage for a lot of the stuff that I was just now complaining about, obviously, but, like, I enjoyed watching it, which is more than I can say for Phantom Menace, where I'm basically alive and alert and paying attention for, like, maybe a total of 5 minutes of screen time when Darth Maul is there. And I'm like, it's Darth Maul! And then he's gone, and I'm like, oh.
And they're playing Duel of the Fates, yeah.
Darth Maul's
now,
fine.
I do like Phantom Menace. I will say this. I will speak in defense of Phantom Menace. I do enjoy that movie. Does it have a lot of fucking issues? Oh, you betcha. And it's a long fucking movie for no reason.
It's so long!
But beyond all this,
okay,
here's a little peek behind the curtain here. This was initially going to be a Star Wars episode. We were going to have a dear friend of ours on. Yeah, because at least 2 of us are insane. I spent an entire summer rewatching all of fucking Star Wars. Like,
I'm at the baby girl, I've read Star Wars fanfiction you haven't even considered right now.
Yeah, exactly. I am reading the Jedi Apprentice books, which are for babies. Like, this is how deep we're in. But the guest we wanted to have on is not available, so she will be coming 2 weeks from now.
Will be doing
and that will be great, because we'll be able to watch Andor. That'll be wonderful. Yeah. We can talk about Star Wars all we want. God help us.
Yeah.
But, like, oh boy.
Baby, this is the other thing.
Obi-Wan Kenobi on the brain.
I have been thinking about it nonstop. I literally was just, like, thinking about it for an hour today. I just thinking about Attack of the Clones for, like, an hour, doing nothing but thinking about Attack of the Clones. Nothing else. Just staring at a wall thinking about Attack of the Clones. And I think...
That fucking Discord message you sent where you were like, hey, has Attack of the Clones been okay this whole time? And then we wrote 350 messages.
Yeah.
And Ezra was like, hey guys,
so
what's going on?
I was at work.
To be fair,
I opened Discord and there were 350 messages.
To be fair, some of that
Star Wars chat
was us talking about the movie Troy, which I will be watching with Leia on Sunday.
No. This was
and
just
about
the
how
Star Wars chat.
No, but we were talking about Troy in the Star Wars
fair.
chat.
Still,
and we were talking about
5 messages about Troy.
How
we didn't get that deep.
Misha Collins almost played Anakin, and how Hayden Christensen would have been really good at playing Castiel, and getting really into it. So that's like on my brain, and I will be going insane. I also have, to be fair, have like also been listening to, again, Blank Check, the 10-part miniseries just on the Phantom Menace. So I know like so much more about Star Wars lore than I did.
I have to listen to this now. I've never listened to it.
It's pretty enjoyable.
Yeah, neither have I.
I really like it.
I haven't listened to any Blank Check.
I tried listening to it again, like earlier, I think a few years ago, and I couldn't get into it. But I think that's because they start with Phantom Menace, and I just hadn't seen Phantom Menace in a long time at that point, so I was having a hard time getting into it. But now I'm like, this is freaking hilarious. Anyway, I have also watched non-Star Wars movies, such as Kiki's Delivery Service, which I rewatched. And I also haven't seen that since I was a child, and I loved that. It was never one of my top favorites. I never hated it, but it was never one of my my go-tos, and then now it's like in my top 3 easily. So relatable. Too relatable.
There's something about Kiki's Delivery Service that when you watch it again as an adult kind of clicks in a different way.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm a big fan of Kiki.
Yeah. Yeah, I think as a kid, I was really into, like, the only thing I really remember from watching it as a kid was the climax with the big airship sequence, the big Zeppelin sequence. I didn't really remember a lot about, like, her internal struggle, and I remember the cat, obviously, because hello. Gigi. I don't remember, like, what she goes through and, like, you know, like losing her powers and trying to find like what her like basically what the point is of doing what she loves anymore, and getting like it's way too relatable right now. But it's a great movie. And then I also rewatched Howl's Moving Castle last night, which I also think I haven't watched since it came out. Beautiful movie. Beautiful movie. I don't understand why Christian Bale is American. I don't understand why he's doing his Batman voice in it. It makes absolutely no sense, but it's a very good movie. It just makes no sense. I don't know. I don't understand it. His name is Hal Jenkins Pendragon. Like, he's Welsh. Just like... Anyway, it's a good movie.
It is.
All of this
is English dubs.
Only relevant because of, the English dubs and the G-Kids dub, which are usually pretty good, but it's like, he sounds just like every other, like, boring, not boring, but like, every other, English dubbed.
He just sounds like a guy.
Like, Miyazaki protagonist. He sounds like Ashitaka in Princess Mononoke, so he sounds like Billy Crudup, basically, but with a deeper Batman voice. Which is, like, fine, but it's like, let Billy Crudup sound like Billy Crudup. That's his thing. He needs to sound like Billy Crudup. And let Christian Bale sound like Christian Bale. Please, I beg. Yeah, anyway, that's what I've seen. I had a caffeinated tea before we started recording, listeners, so that's where I'm at. Let's change the topic to something that I'm not gonna lose my mind about.
Alright, well, no promises, but...
Okay.
So, as stated, next episode we're probably going to be doing Star Wars, and that is going to be the start of October. So, we decided to do kind of a little swap here, where we're going to start with, like, a Halloween situation to get us into the season, and then, we'll go from there. Mm-hmm. I obviously started doing my Halloween watches today with, like, Scream, Hellraiser, stuff like that. For me, Halloween is very much a horror season, as someone who, in my adult life, has become a horror aficionado. But I was thinking about it, and I was like, that's very much not true for most people I know, actually. And I don't know, I was just thinking about, like, the concept of, like, a Halloween movie, a Halloween watch, and, like, what makes something good for Halloween, especially if it's not horror, because I feel like that's a really easy game. If it's like, you watch it during Halloween, then if it's horror, that's just like, duh.
Yeah. I feel like I
Y'all picking up what I'm putting down here?
Yeah, for sure. I was just looking at my list of, like, what I'm planning on watching this October. 2 of the Scream movies are on it. And I like to generally balance, my October with, like, watching some horror movies I have not seen before. And then also mixing in some rewatches, some classic rewatches for me. The ones that I absolutely have to watch every Halloween are obviously Over the Garden Wall, and Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost. Those are the only, like, requirements that, like, if I go through Halloween without having watched those, I haven't really lived. Shaun of the Dead is also kind of in there for me, honestly. And I have Ginger Snaps and Brothers Grimm in here as well, hopefully, to get in, like, a little care package for my parents. I do have all of these movies, I just don't have all of them with me, right?
Let me know when you get Brothers Grimm, because I've been wanting to rewatch that literally for years. So
there's something that's, like, I wouldn't say that Brothers Grimm is necessarily a horror movie. It can be kind of creepy. But it does have very big Halloween-y vibes to me. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. It's something about the aesthetic of it, which is a horrible word, really, when applied to movies. I heard that applied... There's that new movie, Do Revenge, that's on Netflix, that's kind of like Heathers-ish vibes. And someone at work was talking about the aesthetic of it is really nice, and I was like, oh boy. And then I saw the trailer for it, and I was like, ooh, yeah, oh boy. Suspicion confirmed,
Are they... The only thing I know about that is, like, I can't tell if they're actually gay or if my Tumblr desk just wants them to be gay.
Me neither.
I feel like Maya Hawke's character is... Her situation is that she had a friend who started a rumor about her. That's just basically the rumor that Regina George started about Janice Ian and Mean Girls. where she was like, she held me down and tried to kiss me, and then she got ostracized for it, so that it's like she told the whole school that she was a predatory lesbian. And I don't know if the character actually is a lesbian, or if she's just like, she certainly gives off the vibe of being my lesbian best friend, Maya Hawke, but I don't know if that's actually the character that she is playing in the movie. I hope so. Kind of suck if she wasn't, if they only kind of half-assed it. But anyway, aesthetics aside, Brothers Grimm has a Halloween aesthetic. It's the leaves.
Yeah, I feel like there's something about the the leaves, the like fantastical element too.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not just it's very much a like, obviously it's a fairy tale, right?
Yeah.
But it's also like creepy and a fantasy, and I don't know if there's something about the like made up element that makes it feel more Halloween-y.
Mm-hmm.
Like I associate Halloween very much with the what is the word I'm looking for here? The fantastical element, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like costumes and like
pretend, the supernatural,
and stuff like that.
But not quite supernatural. That's not quite
good,
but like
the extraordinary.
Yeah. Ghosts and ghoulies, but like the friendly version of that.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like, I think Brothers Grimm is absolutely a Halloween movie. God, I haven't seen that movie in a hot minute.
Get ready.
I know. I'll have to put that on the list.
Coming to a laptop screen near you. Brothers Grimm.
Can I ask which 2 Scream movies you're going to watch?
I am going to rewatch the first Scream movie because I haven't seen it in years, and then I'm going to watch Scream 2. Because I've never seen Scream 2. I'm also planning on watching both Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. I want to rewatch Eyes Without a Face, so I have to get a hold of that as well. I want to watch Peeping Tom. I want to watch Godzilla. This is very ambitious. It might not actually get...
Which Godzilla?
The original.
The
okay. Godzilla. Don't Look Now, Dead Ringers, Tetsuo the Iron Man. They're all on here. I made a nice little compact list of 15 movies. We'll see if those 15 movies get watched. Hopefully they will. But yeah, and
one every 2 days seems achievable.
Yeah. Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost is obviously another one where I'm like, it's Scooby-Doo. You know, it's not scary, but it's like tailor-made for Halloween.
Yeah, absolutely. In a way that I think the other Scooby-Doo movies are not quite so much. There's something about like the witch aspect that's like, yeah, this is Halloween for sure. Yeah,
and I feel like it's set in a little small New England town at harvest time. It's meant to be like around October. There's, again, leaves, baby. There's leaves everywhere.
That's the key point.
That's the key thing.
The leaves for sure.
Tim Curry is there, which is always a good indicator that you're in Halloween area.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's like a spooky little mystery to it, which is fun. I mean, obviously it's Scooby-Doo.
It's Scooby-Doo, yeah.
But it's not just like I do really like horror movies like that, or Halloween movies that have. It's not just that they're being scared or terrorized by something. It's that there's an element of mystery, like Scream, basically. Like, who is it?
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
It's like a combo murder mystery slasher, which is really fun.
Yeah, it's not like a Halloween, the movie, or a Friday the 13th or whatever, where, like, you know who's doing it. The part of this movie is, like, you just gotta run away from it. I also like that a lot about Scream, that there's the mystery of, like, trying to figure out along the way, like, okay, but, like, who's Ghostface?
Yeah.
Who's the... Which is, like, Scream 4, I will not talk about very much. But that was a really fun, like... I spent the whole time in that movie being like, God, I cannot even guess who it could be. The twist was really good. So I love when there's a twist. I love a movie with a twist.
Scream. And I think I would like to. So if you want to watch Scream sometime, I need a movie because I will not pay attention to it if I don't have somebody watching it with me. I just know
Scream is
about
fun.
myself these days.
I love Scream 1.
Yeah. Matthew Lillard is there. He's great. I love Matthew Lillard.
Yeah. An incredibly good Matthew Lillard role.
Incredibly great Matthew Lillard piece of acting.
Neve Campbell, my beloved.
Of course.
She's so good.
Courtney Cox, naturally.
Courtney Cox is, yeah.
What's...
For me, this is like the Courtney Cox role.
It is, yeah. And what's her name? The blonde... What's her name? Rose McGowan?
Drew... Oh, I was gonna say Drew Barrymore?
No, not Drew Barrymore. Yes, obviously Drew Barrymore at the beginning. Another iconic...
But the best friend.
Outfit. Yes, the best friend.
Yeah, I don't remember off the dome.
Good film. Very good film.
Yeah. Thank you, Wes Craven.
Thank you, Wes. Over the Garden Wall, obviously, too, is not scary. No. I don't know if, like, from a kid's perspective,
it has its moments.
Would be. Yeah, there's Auntie Whispers, and there's the Beast. But mostly I'm just like, the vibes are impeccable.
Yeah.
Again.
It is creepy less than scary.
Yes.
I think.
Yes. And there's another...
And it's not even creepy, even.
Yeah, element of mystery to it again.
I mean, it's a Cartoon Network show.
It's a Cartoon Network show. So they can push a little bit more boundaries there, which is fun, I guess. I don't know. I always associate Cartoon Network with being able to go a little bit, like, more...
Sure, it
weird.
feels like more of a tween network.
Yeah.
Than, like, Nick.
Mm-hmm. They always had Adult Swim.
Yeah. Toonami.
They had whatever the fuck was going on with Invader Zim. I was shopping for...
That was a Nickelodeon show, wasn't it?
No shit, for real. I didn't get either of them as a child. So...
I think it was a big show.
It was.
Alright, revoke my goth card.
I never watched.
Well, as stated, you didn't
I've
have
like
either of those networks, so you wouldn't have known.
I saw 4 episodes of Invader Zim as a kid, because out of my like 3 best friends, only one of them had cable.
Well, I feel like
everybody was like, "No, we're not gonna watch Invader Zim. That's for weirdos." And I was like, "But I want to watch Invader Zim." They're like, "Ezra, don't be a weirdo," and jokes on them because I'm a weirdo.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like Nickelodeon would have those weird shows every now and again, but it would always be like the one that the weird kids watched. Whereas Cartoon Network was just full. I was a Cartoon Network kid as a kid. I also didn't have cable, but I went over to my cousin's house and watched cable. And, it was Scooby-Doo. I liked Ed, Edd and Eddy too, which people hated. Like, a lot of kids hated Ed, Edd and Eddy, and I was like, I don't know what's wrong with you. They're just con men. Get better taste, I guess.
I loved Ed, Edd and Eddy.
It's got that special Canadian sense of humor. I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Anyway.
Halloween. Halloween. Z, like, I know that you said before we started recording that, like, you don't have a lot to say on this topic, but also, like, I'm interested in your perspective specifically because Helen and I are more, like, into horror, and that's just not really your scene.
Doesn't really do horror movies.
If you think about, like, what a Halloween movie, like, what are you looking at? What are you looking for, even? What are you thinking about?
I mean, this is weird, but, like, I feel like the other thing about Halloween is that it's, like, it makes me want, like, fall movies. So sometimes I want to watch, like... I want movies where things are, like, dark and rainy, and people are... I want to watch Bright Star.
Sleepy Hollow.
Which is, like, just really fucking sad, but it's also, like, atmospherically sad in a way that feels very, like, autumnal.
Yeah, totally.
Also Sleepy Hollow.
That's what I was about to say.
Sleepy Hollow I watch Sleepy Hollow every single October.
Yeah.
It's like that and Over the Garden Wall are my Halloween movies.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I want, and I don't necessarily have any, like, movie suggestions here, but the kind of things that I want are things where, like, that have, like, ghosts, not necessarily in, like, the, like, explicit, like, horror movie sense, but where people are, like, movies that are, like, wistful. And, like, where people are, like, haunted by things. Yeah. Usually...
In more of a metaphorical sense than
like,
sense.
There's a fucking ghost here and it wants to eat your face.
Yeah.
That, and also I always have a weird urge to watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and then I'm like, okay, but, like, where am I going to even start with Buffy, right? And then I don't.
That's fair.
It's too much, that's just too much television.
Well, I feel like that's, like, I always get the urge to rewatch certain episodes of Supernatural every Halloween. Not, like, the whole
me
thing,
too.
but, like, I have, like, my handful of, like, I'll rewatch these episodes. Because I feel like so much of Supernatural is well suited to Halloween, so maybe I'll watch, like, Hollywood Babylon or something. You know, none of... That's
a great Halloween episode.
Pre-season 4, mostly, because once you get into season 4, it becomes more about the cosmic, you know, gods and angel stuff, obviously. And season 1 through 3 is more straight, just, like, you get a lot of more Halloween vibes.
That's when it was more of a classic Monster of the Week show before they had bigger arcs.
Yeah.
Arch? Good job, Gomes. Arcs. Even though obviously they had the arcs of like dad went on home and he hasn't been home in a few days or whatever, but like,
whatever his name is.
They had more what's his fuck? They had more of the I already said Monster of the Week. That's literally it.
Monster hunting, scary, like haunted houses, dead children, dead children ghosts.
More of the like typical like horrors, I guess. Like the enemies they were facing were a little bit less big picture and a little bit more like a ghost.
Exactly like that.
Okay,
zombies
I have an important question.
Or whatever.
Is practical magic like okay, or did I just see that at a point in my life where I didn't have taste?
I have not seen that movie in a really long time, so I would not know. But I remember liking it.
I have never seen it, but I read the book. So
we have 3 people who have no clue
can't
what's a good movie.
Tell you. I think that
is it like
Sandra Bullock
fun,
and
goofy? I don't know. I also like sometimes I'm like
Nicole
I
Kidman
want
Sandra Bullock, I think.
And Stalker Channing's in it too.
And Barbara Hershey.
I like it. I think it gives me a very particular. It reminds me of my mom.
It's a very mom movie.
It is a mom
movie. And I say that like in the most loving way possible.
I don't know. I'm thinking about like
similar to for me, Bell Book and Candle is also like that. My mom really likes that movie.
That's a good Halloweeny movie.
I need to watch it again.
It's really interesting. It's both like a winter movie and also a fall movie because it's set during the winter time. But it's the Halloweeny vibes are very good.
But she's a witch.
Yeah.
So
she's a witch and she's got a black cat who is amazing.
So obviously.
Performance of the year.
Fuck, I don't know. Trying to think about like I've been thinking about rewatching Only Lovers Left Alive.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. I still have not seen that. I own it because I got it for sale in one of the Movie Madness sales, but I still have not actually watched it.
I watched it when I was really depressed, and I'm going to be honest with you, I have functionally no memory of it, so that's another one where it's like, if you want to watch it, sort of will be like I'm watching it for the first time, because I know I've seen it, and I don't remember jack shit about that movie.
Those experiences can be enjoyable sometimes.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I've seen it the one time when I was in college. I watched it with a classmate of mine who was a big Tom Hiddleston fan, and they're like, you gotta see this movie because you also... I was never like a big Tom Hiddleston like super fan, but I like knew who he was, which was like the closest thing that most people in our class got, because I was like, yes, I have an awareness, a peripheral awareness of Tom Hiddleston. It's good. It's like, I like the vibe. Obviously Tilda Swinton and Tom Hiddleston are a really interesting like screen couple too. It's again, the vibes are very good, and that's not like a scary movie, really. It's just kind of like, they're vampires.
I also like watching...
It's like What We Do in the Shadows is not a scary movie, but I would
count
it as a Halloween movie because it's about vampires.
That's another one I gotta watch almost pretty much every year.
Yeah. I also like... movies that have like a sense of like something is ending all around us. I have this weird urge to rewatch Gosford Park. For the sense of you know, this way of life is dying out around us, just at the edges. But
end of a cycle.
Movies that have the feeling of like the edges of the leaves curling up and dying just at the edges. Whether that's, you know, like somebody's individual little life or like their mode of life. Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Remains of the Day.
That's very poetic.
Vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, Remains of the Day would be a good one. Read a lot of modernist literature in college, and sometimes make me nostalgic in a fucked up way for college. And then I get, like, what if I read some, like, stuff by, like, people who were just sad and traumatized in the wake of the First World War?
Maybe you should read Jacob's Room or something.
Maybe.
I read that in college.
As long as I don't have to do Virginia Woolf again.
That's
don't get
Virginia
me wrong, it's
Woolf.
not like I didn't like Virginia Woolf, but no thank you.
Yeah. I really enjoy her, so I will read it for you.
Thank you.
But yeah, that's not. I wouldn't read Jacob's Room then.
Nah, probably not.
Perhaps. I'm trying to think of an E.M. Forrester.
Also, like, it's the other thing that happens like right around now is High Holy Days. So I'm like, I've got like Judaism shit on the brain.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, and then I just get annoyed that there's not more like casually Jewish movies, I guess.
Yeah, understandably so.
But like Fiddler on the Roof, like I'm gonna save that one because a little peek ahead, my birthday episode is gonna be 70s musicals, which is basically gonna be an hour of me yelling about the juxtaposition of Fiddler on the Roof and Cabaret, which I am gonna fucking watch as a double feature and just melt my tiny little brain.
I need to see Cabaret.
As someone who's never seen Cabaret and has I will have to, and has not seen Fiddler, the movie, has only seen it as a live production.
Excited.
I have to also do that double feature.
I'm so excited to inflict Cabaret on you. I love Cabaret.
Of this I know.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about, like, I don't know. Mostly, like, trying to think whether there are any, like, books that I always find myself wanting to reread.
Sure. For me, it's Dracula, but that's, I think, really off.
Well, you know, that's fair.
Oh, shit, I have to start Dracula Watch again.
Actually, what I was thinking was,
have to. It's something I inflict upon
myself.
It's your I could choose not
contractually
to do it.
obligated.
I'm going to.
No,
my brain just started... Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's part of your brand.
Oh god.
My brain just some part of my brain just woke up and started waving the little flag that says you should watch Lord of the Rings because it feels like it starts in the autumn, goes through winter, and then you get to spring.
It does though.
End of it. Yeah, it does. And that was I was
so
like,
watch Fellowship.
I want to go watch Fellowship, and it's like, well.
It has taken me almost a year now at this point to rewatch the trilogy, not because I've been like, not because I want to be clear, and like I don't think that that if you're a longtime listener you should think this, but I want to be clear that like it's not because I'm like ugh Lord of the Rings, you know what I mean? It's just like
that's right.
I watched
fuck Lord of the Rings.
Fuck Lord of the Rings. I watched Fellowship in December of last year, and then I watched Two Towers back in like May or March or April or something. So I'm really spacing it out, and now we're almost in October, and I haven't watched Return of the King yet. And it's mostly because I've been rewatching the extended editions, and I just need a day where I can have the time to do that. It's a long ass movie, and I want to be present for it. Because even though I've seen it like a million times.
Yeah, no, you still have to give it the respect it deserves every time.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
My roommate has put in a request for a day of making soup and crying about Boromir, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Wonderful.
Two great tastes that go great together.
Speaking of things that make me feel vaguely sad, I have a masochistic urge to rewatch the Hobbit films.
Oh dear!
The thing that's haunting me there, of haunting there, of course, is the possibility that these movies could have been good. Haunting me specifically,
also,
not the characters.
Yes, we, you and I, never saw the extended edition of one or more.
The last one.
I don't remember
specifically.
Exactly.
Neither of us have ever seen the extended edition of the last
There's
Hobbit movie.
Extended editions of the Hobbit movies?
Yes, there are. Hell and I own them.
I've
bought them. I've never watched the last one. Someday.
That seems... Cool. The thing about The Hobbit, the book, is that it's...
Short.
A comfortable 350 pages. A little bit, like, that's an estimate, right?
I think it might be shorter than that.
It might even be shorter than that.
I don't know. It was like an appropriate length for me as an audiobook as like a 6-year-old.
Mm-hmm. It's a good length book. It's a normal length book. Nice 350 some pages, if that. Nice little tight episodic plot there. I still don't understand why.
I liked the first one. Madeline. I'll say this. I liked the first one.
I liked the first one too.
And then I feel,
the important thing
I think it really got away from them.
Martin Freeman is such an absolute dickhead.
He is.
Yeah. He's also really a pretty good actor. It's really frustrating.
It's really cognitive dissonance, isn't it? And I like maybe about one scene in The Hobbit. I think that the beginning part where the unexpected visit, like where they have all the dwarves show up and they sing the party. The Misty Mountain song
they do
was
Misty
like,
Mountains.
Good, right?
Yes. So good.
But I feel like what they were doing with it visually overall, with the high frame rate, it looks to me just like garbo.
It really makes me
so angry. And again, I just don't know why it had to be 3 movies. This is not about Halloween, but this is an important conversation. Continue.
I mean, I don't know.
It's about autumn.
It's about autumn.
It's about autumn and
the autumn of my soul.
Yeah, exactly. It's about autumn being for, regrets.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. This is really, I don't know. This has sort of gotten away from me. But
I will say this, Ezra, don't go where I can't follow.
That's buddy.
Specifically regarding the Hobbit movies.
I mean,
yeah.
The problem is that there are good bones there.
Yeah. Too bad there's a lot of fucking meat on
Not
them.
all of the bones are good, and also there's a lot of hot garbage attached to them.
Yum yum.
And it's not even fun garbage, though, because as we have discussed periodically on this show, there are plenty of things that I like that are objectively fairly garbage. I'm honest about that. I've
watched a lot of Friday the 13th movies, I'll say
I have never claimed to have... I have eclectic taste. It's not particularly refined sometimes. Personally, I think that's more interesting, but, there's literally no accounting for taste. That being said, the problem is that the specific elements of Richard Armitage's Thor and Oakenshield live in my hindbrain, and I cannot get them out.
Yeah, I understand.
And so the haunting that is happening here is me being haunted by this fucking movie. Yeah, I don't really know where it's going with any of that. Also, obviously, just, movies that have, mundane magical shit in them. Mm-hmm. Not magic realism, because that describes a specific thing, but whatever the, generalized word. We really need a generalized term that's not urban fantasy, because that does not cover enough things.
Yeah.
I hate to be this person, but, did you all know that Richard Armitage is in Phantom Menace?
What?
Playing who?
He plays an unnamed Bravo starfighter pilot. He is in the background of...
I am stopping Audacity. I am going to go watch Phantom Menace right
there
now.
There he is. It was one of his first forays into cinema. That's him right there.
I'm gonna shit myself.
Scene? Can I get additional context here?
In what did you say, Maddie? In what shot or what?
In what scene?
In what scene? That's a really good question.
What is the context for the scene that he is in? Because you said, it's when it's at the end. Yeah, is that what you're talking about? He's one of the Naboo pilots.
Let's see.
I'm gonna lose my mind if that's true.
That is the only thing I can think of for there being a...
Because Dominic West is in this movie too, and they're in it for 2 seconds.
I'm gonna exit through the gift shop.
He was only present for one day. When the film was released in theaters, Armitage was unable to find himself in the movie and was unsure whether his character ended up as a droid or a fighter pilot, though he recalled having one line to Ewan McGregor, which is very funny. So I have no fucking clue. Just be on the lookout for a dude with a helmet.
It has to be at the end of the movie.
Yeah, I think that's
the only part of the movie where they have like, fighter pilot stuff.
That is extremely funny that you can tell me that, and I believe you. I believe you. I'm sure you're right. I mean, I just...
Well, you just watched Phantom Menace. You know that's the only point they have fighter pilot stuff.
I don't know who anybody is in that movie. That movie makes no goddamn sense to me. I'm only,
I'm just saying,
I told you.
narrowing it down.
I told you, I'm only awake for, like, the times when, like, Ewan McGregor shows up and he's, like, kind of sweaty when they're on Naboo. And then at the end, when they're, it's a really distinct, it was a very crisp shot when they're, like he meets Jar Jar for the first time, the poor guy. And he's, like, just got out of a battle with a bunch of, like, whatever those things are on Naboo. And he's like, who is this crazy person? And he's, he's drenched in sweat, he's dirty, he's got the whole, whatever. I noticed, okay, I'm only human. And then, whenever Darth Maul is there, I'm like, oh, Darth Maul's there, that's great. So those are the only time that I'm cognizant, I'm able to tell Keira Knightley and Natalie Portman apart when they're, being doubles.
Which is actually pretty impressive. Considering their own mothers couldn't tell them apart.
That's very good. Little do you know, I am actually both of their mothers. And...
Wow, crazy.
Crazy stuff. And I did not see... He's also, like, really blurry in this kind of one shot. So he's, like, in the background, right? I just, like...
Yeah, I was gonna say, I am not imagining, even if I know he's there, I'm going to be able to watch this movie and tell who he is, especially with the helmet on. Like,
and he's a baby. He doesn't.
There's not much going on there.
He doesn't look like himself.
And he's a fetus.
Yeah.
It's 99. Yeah.
The only thing that I'm like, he's
actually,
got
it's probably 98.
The great, Richard Armitage nose there. I can see,
yeah.
But like none of the other, I can't. Anyway,
none of this has anything to do with Halloween.
No, but it was. I have to tell them about this because I remember finding this out like in the middle of the night.
Halloween because now it's going to haunt me forever.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking swish. Well done.
Sorry,
Hannibal. That's what I should rewatch for Halloween.
Oh,
the show.
Excellent.
Not.
Yeah, sorry. I realized that sounded like a dumb question. But I was thinking the whole show.
I mean, maybe some select episodes. Okay. Just vibes. Hannibal vibes.
Yeah.
I've seen Silence of the Lambs.
Good movie.
Unfortunately, Silence of the Lambs got ruined for me by like being sort of halfway sleeping through it in someone's basement the first time.
Aww.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Anyway, it's very well done. I don't really like it that much.
Yeah, I mean, also, there are some notable points of that movie that have not aged well.
That is very true.
And also, were not great at the time.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, anyway. I mean, I think watching Silence of the Lambs properly after having been a diehard Hannibal fan was the wrong order in which to consume those pieces of media. For me.
Yes.
For maximum impact for Silence of the Lambs.
Very fair.
Now, have you seen Manhunter?
No.
Which is an adaptation of...
I have not seen any other adaptations of the Hannibal novels other than the television show and Silence of the Lambs.
Arguably the two most famous, I would say.
Manhunter
Red Dragon. I haven't seen Manhunter. I haven't seen whichever one has Ralph Fiennes as the tooth-obsessed guy. Is that him? I don't know what's fucking going on. I read a lot of Wikipedia articles about this shit, and I don't really remember it.
Manhunter is great, and it's like less of a horror movie and more of just like an action thriller. And Hannibal is really only in it to be like tormenting Will Graham in it, which is funny. Brian Cox plays Hannibal. William Peterson plays Will. Good cast. It's great.
Didn't Edward Norton play Will Graham at one point, or he was in one of them?
He's in Red Dragon. No?
That sounds right.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I think so.
I said,
which I would also like to see at some point.
I don't know if he's playing.
I do love Ed Norton.
I want to watch the Hulk I want to watch the Ed Norton Hulk again.
It's pretty alright.
I have fond memories of that,
but I liked it
just because I really like Edward Norton.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I think he could literally just be like a paper bag in a movie, and I'd be like, this is the movie of all time.
He's
really
a very
good.
compelling actor.
I think that Ralph Fiennes is in Red Dragon. He plays Francis Dolarhyde in Magic.
There we go.
Okay,
Harvey Keitel plays Jack Crawford, which is very funny.
Yeah, I do want to see
so
Red
used
Dragon
to
as well.
What a
Jack
cast,
Crawford being black that I'm like, what? What do you mean Harvey Keitel
right?
plays Jack Crawford? Jack Crawford's black.
How is that possible? Yeah.
Harvey Keitel, Lily Watson, Mary Louise Parker, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Anthony Heald reprising his role. Great actor.
Damn.
A lot of people in this.
Big old cast.
That is a stacked cast.
I wanted to bring up earlier when we were talking about Tom Hiddleston, Crimson Peak, which is a movie I have not seen in a hot minute, but I'm like, man, I should watch Crimson Peak again.
That's a very Halloween.
That's a very...
Featuring my friend Doug Jones.
My friend Doug Jones. And my friend Brent
Your
Gorman.
friend and mine.
Yeah.
Everybody's best friend, Doug Jones. And my personal best friend, Brent Gorman.
Yeah.
God, I love Brent Gorman.
That one's good because it is spooky, but it's... but it's not, like, too scary to, like, put off people who, like, aren't into horror movies, I feel.
It is a good, like, I think, entry-level or accessible horror for people who are not horror people.
Yeah. I mean, it was absolutely
like, it has moments that are, like, scary.
Yeah.
But it's not overwhelming.
I feel like, I mean, genuinely, like, going and seeing Crimson Peak in a theater and fucking loving it made me go, oh, okay, like, maybe I just have to be careful, but there may be horror movies that, A, I can deal with, and B, like, have something to offer me besides undesirable adrenaline rushes. Because that was the thing, was, like, I had always associated horror movies with people not respecting my wishes, mostly. Number one was just, like, people calling me a fucking party pooper for, like, not wanting to watch a horror movie, and then just being, like, bored. Because I was like, okay, well, I can't actually engage with this because I'll have nightmares and shit. Or... like, just not really feeling like I mean, because I was definitely that person who was like, I was very elitist about it. I was very much like, oh my god, like, what's the point? It's just about, like, cheap thrills. And it's like, I mean, like, intellectually, obviously, like, I understood that wasn't true, but there was a part of me that was always like, okay, but, like, what can you possibly be getting out of this? Like, I will admit that. Obviously, I don't feel like that anymore. But, like, it genuinely, Crimson Peak was kind of a turning point for me in terms of, like, expanding my horizons of what I was willing to watch. And now I'm like, hey, Maddie, watch Scream with me. And, you know, like, I love John Carpenter movies. And, you know. Yeah. I just, like, there are certain flavors of horror that I really, really can't abide.
Yes. Which is, I think, totally fair. But, like, even me... who's a big horror aficionado. I was just texting Ben earlier and we were talking about, like, oh, what are we going to watch this year? And he was like, oh, we got to watch Poltergeist. And I was like, yeah, we could watch Poltergeist, but you do remember that I am, like, very, very afraid of ghosts, right? And, like, I can't watch that, but I'm going to have to watch it, like, with you. And he was like, oh, yeah, you're right. Like, we all have things that we don't like, even me, who... is, like, the only person I know who watched Saw. So,
which I still want to see.
Like, I almost watched Saw 2 today until Hellraiser, and I was like, no, I want to watch something that, like, I haven't watched anything of.
Right.
Have a nice
like,
Saw
we all have
without
everything.
me, fellas.
Yeah, and that is totally fine. Like, and Ben, who I do a lot of my horror stuff with, cannot do any of the, like, hard gore. He's like, I'm never gonna watch Hellraiser. I'm not gonna watch Saw. I'm not gonna watch, like, this, that, and the other thing.
I still don't understand how Ben and I, notable gore squick people, and specifically I Scream squick people, love Event Horizon so much.
Love Horizon. It's so funny watching Event Horizon for the first time and me sitting there like, how the fuck did you guys watch this movie?
I don't know.
Like,
I
it's
literally do not know. Mostly
and
the answer
you
is...
mentioned it to me is the other part,
yeah,
which, like, I
really
don't
funny.
care. I don't have an ice cream thing. But the fact that, like, there's so much ice cream in that movie, and both of you were like, Maddie, you have to watch this movie, and neither one of you mentioned, oh, by the way, there's ice cream.
The answer is I had my eyes closed for a lot of the worst bits.
Incredible.
Also, I feel like an important thing for me on the ice cream front is empty eye sockets do not freak me out nearly as bad as they used to. it's the damage to the eyeball in progress that I can't handle, or threatened really freaks me out too.
That always used to really freak me out at the beginning of First Contact, because of course I was watching First Contact when I was like literally 6 years old. And there's like the nightmare that Picard has at the beginning when they're like turning him into a Borg and they have that moment with the drill, and I'm just like, and it doesn't make contact.
No. Don't care.
LOL, no pun intended. But it's like, and that, like, even that used to freak me out as a kid. God, why did I mean, I love my parents for letting me watch that movie when I was a kid. It did nothing to me psychologically, so obviously it's fine. But I feel like it's just so funny thinking about the stuff how early on I watched Star Trek First Contact. When
does the D&D movie come out? I feel like that's an important question that I have to ask right now. Is that next year?
Let me Google it real quick.
Let me see. If it comes out on my birthday, I'm going to scream.
Honor Among Thieves 2023. Okay. Do we have a release date for this motherfucker? March 3rd. Okay.
March 3rd. Okay, well, that's fine, I guess.
I'm so excited to go. I'm so fucking excited to go see that movie.
I think it's gonna be dumb as hell, but I think I'm gonna have a good time.
I think it's gonna be absolutely inane, and I think I'm gonna have a fabulous time.
The mileage that Maddie and I got off of talking about the original D&D movie with Jeremy Irons in that one podcast episode where we talked about that. I'm really excited
to watch that movie.
No, we didn't even see it, but we found out about it, and that was enough, right? Because it was such a famously like bad film.
Yep. And so I think this is going to be a whole episode. Is this D&D movie?
Well, and I'm sorry, like Hugh Grant is in it. Like, what do you want from me?
No, literally nothing else.
Hugh Grant is in it playing the character called the Rogue, and Chris Pine is in it playing the Bard. Get out!
A bard.
Get out!
I know, right?
That movie
is delicious. I can't wait.
Deliver it straight into my noggin. That's all I want.
Yeah, it's like that like horrible processed like snack that you just have an insane soft spot for.
Yeah, me with spicy hot Cheetos.
Me with
spicy hot Cheetos and the fucking the peanut butter wafer Little Debbie fucking things.
Yeah, and it's me with Hugh Grant.
And me with Hugh Grant, exactly.
Yeah.
Who's I have given up on the Rotten Tomatoes challenge for, but will indeed be watching.
Oh, yeah.
The D&D. But,
hey, remember we were doing that? Anyway.
That's pretty funny.
That requires a level of discipline that I simply do not possess.
So much of this, the problem is, if I may do another brief tangent, so much of the problem with Hugh Grant's filmography is that the BBC... the BBC is really bad about, like, making their old stuff accessible.
Yeah.
And like preserving it and making sure that it doesn't just like fucking disappear, which is why we have so many lost episodes of early Doctor Who, right? So if there's anything that he did that was like on BBC or ITV, mostly BBC, and then in the 1980s, it's like, well, good luck finding this movie.
It's impossible to find.
Because it's nowhere.
Not Hugh Grant, but during one of my Ken Branagh deep dives, I spent a truly eye-watering amount of time trying to track down a film called A Month in the Country from like the early 80s.
Yeah.
I finally found it, but it has hard-coded German subtitles that I can't take off.
You know?
Worth it, though. But yeah, it's one of those weird movies where it's like, I'm sure people watched this, but like no one ever thought about it again.
Yeah, it was on TV like
a Halloween-y vibe.
Yeah. It's haunted.
You know. Yeah.
There was a movie when I was a kid that I thought I hallucinated called Fairies. I was explaining this to my coworkers the other day. And Jeremy Irons is in it. He plays the villain. It's an animated movie, but it's a shitty animated movie. The animation is shitty, direct to VHS. Like, you know, I don't even know where it came from or whence it went. Kate Winslet is doing a voice in it too. Her character's name is Bridget. I remember that. Don't know why. These two kids, this could be a Halloween movie, which is why I bring this up. These two kids are staying with this farm girl named Bridget in the middle of the woods, and they discover a fairy kingdom, and Jeremy Irons is the bad fairy, and I think the prince, a fairy, falls in love with Kate Winslet, and like she becomes a fairy and goes to fairyland. I don't know. I thought I hallucinated.
I'm looking at the
this.
Wikipedia page for this right
now.
now.
You found it? That's good. Am I getting the plot kind of more or less accurate?
Yeah, vaguely taking just a real quick look. This is a 1999 flick.
Mm-hmm. A lot of movies come out in 1999. It's understandable that this movie got lost in the weeds.
This is true.
One of the ones that I thought I hallucinated as a child was the 1975 film Escape to Witch Mountain. Which is a Disney movie.
Sure
I
is.
thought I had made this movie up for years. I couldn't fucking remember what it was called, and I couldn't remember anything about it. And then they did like a remake?
They did, and I think it has The Rock.
I'm pretty sure it has The Rock
sounds
in
right.
it. No, hang on. I need to, and like that like jump started it, and I was like, oh, okay. I guess I didn't make this 2009 Race to Witch Mountain. I remember hearing about this and I was like, it just like it activated me like a sleeper agent.
It's one of those like weird early, like during Disney's fallow period, those weird Disney movies. Like my friend Jamie was really obsessed with the No-Mobile. So it's like one of those movies that like I saw for no reason except that one of my friends was like, we're gonna watch this movie that I found. I was like, okay. Which we inflicted on each other a lot. I did that to them with Heart and Souls, right? Once I found that on Comcast On Demand during my Robert Downey Jr. phase. But the No-Mobile is like...
That is a movie that also was inflicted upon me.
Yep. Look, I can't control what happens in the phases that you go through as a tween. The No-Mobile is a very strange movie about children. I think they're the two kids from the Mary Poppins movie who go on a trip in the Redwoods with their grandfather or their uncle, and they discover the gnomes in the No-Mobile. And there was a theme song that were like, we're the No-Mobile, we're hunting for gnomes in the No-Mobile, something like that. Ridiculous. But Escape to Witch Mountain sounds something like one of those weird movies, live action movies that they did during that time when they're like, fucking, I don't know, Jungle Book?
I don't know, whatever.
They were too busy inventing new animation techniques that would cost them less money and less time.
Oh, you know what also is absolutely not necessarily a Halloween movie, very much a fall movie, is Great Mouse Detective.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes,
I mean,
totally.
Baby, that's a year-round movie for me, personally.
True enough.
The vibes are very autumnal.
They are.
Very autumnal, yes.
It's a very rainy movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any film in which it's rainy and dark in London, which, don't get me wrong, is London mostly of the time. I know that. I lived there for a while, but like, you know what I mean.
Yeah, totally.
Maybe I should watch that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I probably will at some point.
Maybe I'll just watch The Great Mouse Detective after we're done recording. While I
always recommend. Always recommend.
I was trying to figure out if I wanted to. I'm 2 episodes behind on The Rings of Power now, and I'm trying not to let it get like an overwhelming amount behind because I do want to keep watching that show. But I'm also like, I've already had to deal with the disappointment of cold pizza today.
It's not what I thought you were going to say.
There's only so much you can take in one day. I
don't know
understand.
if I can take another blow in the form of having to get mad about the short-haired dude elves again.
Yeah, no, I think you should just watch Great Mouse Detective. I don't think it's worth it.
I care so much about some of these characters.
I think part of what makes...
I know.
And Maddie, I want you to... I think you were going to say something too, and I want to let you say which was on your mind. I think that part of the reason that Great Mouse Detective also feels like a Halloween movie is because Vincent Price is in it.
Oh, you're not wrong.
Agreed.
And any movie that Vincent Price is in, including, I guess, Laura, is automatically a Halloween movie. Yeah.
You can always watch Interview with a Vampire.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Always fun. Always fun.
Mm-hmm.
What are other good fall feeling-y movies?
Yeah, I was gonna say, and this is not really a full thought here, I had something I was thinking about like maybe 20 minutes ago that I was like, oh, I always want to watch this every year. And then it just slipped, and I'm hoping if I say it out loud that will help trigger the thought of like, oh, it's this movie. But unfortunately that is not what happened, so we're gonna have to come back to it later, maybe.
A movie...
I'm gonna look through my letterboxd while we're talking and see if maybe that triggers the thought.
Count of Monte Cristo also has...
Oh, the 2003
that would
remake?
I mean, just any just The Count of Monte Cristo as a story.
That is a movie that I saw in theaters. The 2000s Count of Monte Cristo remake, and I have not seen it since then. I do not remember anything about it. Obviously, I've now read The Count of Monte Cristo, but, like, I have not... I remember basically nothing except that Guy Pearce is in it.
I don't know that I don't know that that's the one that I've seen. Again, this is one of those things where I'm like, I've seen a film version of it a very long time ago, but my main touchstone for that is fucking Wishbone.
Oh, of course. I mean...
like, that's still... I know I've seen an actual film adaptation, but the first thing that comes to mind is Wishbone.
Wishbone.
Which is true
understandable, yeah.
A number of things, frankly.
A lot
actually.
Of things.
The first thing,
I think it's probably true for a lot of people our age.
The first thing that comes to mind whenever anyone talks about the Odyssey is always Wishbone, because I had the video game version of that, and neither my dad nor I could figure out how to get past a puzzle related to the Cyclops.
I had the novelization...
I was like 5. This was on like Windows 97.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have the novelization of the Wishbone Sleepy Hollow adaptation.
Oh, that's fun.
So delightful.
And I don't know where it is now. It's probably dead and buried and gone somewhere. And definitely, almost definitely out of print. So good luck finding that, listeners.
Absolutely.
But...
eBay, maybe?
eBay.
So I remembered what I was going to say, and then I remembered a worse answer, which is great. So I was thinking, like, In the Mouth of Madness, that's something I want to watch, or that's something I want to add, because I love that movie, I really enjoy it, and that's, like...
very much.
I want to add that to my
Halloween.
year, like, I want to watch that every year.
Hell yeah.
But then I remembered last year, when I watched Priest... the 2011 Paul Bettany movie 2 days in a row.
You know?
Because I watched it for Halloween and then went over to Ben's house and I was like, hey, motherfucker, do you want to watch Priest? And then I watched Priest and he showed me In the Mouth of Madness, and that was our double feature of movies that we watched literally the day before and then showed to each other the next day.
The thing is that Priest is very, very bad, but it's also a Matty and Ezra
it's
film.
So bad. Yes, it's great to, like... be drunk in your house on Halloween too, right? To just like, especially during the pandemic times where I like couldn't go out for Halloween, I was like, I'm gonna be at home, I'm gonna have many a drink, I'm gonna watch Priest, and I'm gonna have a great time. Like, it's a good, fun Halloween movie. And it's bad. It's like not good.
No, that movie is very bad, and I enjoy it very much.
The important part is that movie's my friend more than anything else.
Yes. That movie is...
Helena's making such a face right now.
That's how I feel.
I am also disappointed in me, if it helps.
No, I mean, that's how I feel about, like, Deep Blue Sea, right? That movie is more of my friend than a movie that I think is good.
Than, like, a good, like, a worthy movie.
Priest, I mostly just was bored by, but...
Oh, that's fair. Did you watch it with the two of us hooting and hollering, though?
Probably not. I think it was one of those many movies that I watched on Netflix when I was in college, and I just watched literally absolutely everything with no...
Yeah, I think Priest is really, especially the first time, has to be a group experience.
100%.
And then once you, like, have the group experience in your mind, you can watch it by yourself, but, like, you gotta watch that with other people the first time.
Yeah, preferably other people who are like, this is trash, but it's, like, my trash.
Yeah, but it's, like, trash that I love. Yeah. I also remembered the Halloween before that where I watched 6 movies in a row for Halloween, and that was how I celebrated the day, which, like, wow, Christ, that was really fun, though. And I think I ended with Priest that time, as I watched a bunch of movies that was, like, really toasted by, like, 3 a.m., and was like, all right, time to watch Priest.
Toasted at 3 a.m., also an ideal time to watch Priest.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
1,000%.
Yep. I watched a lot of much better movies that night, so I had to end on something that was just very bad.
Yeah.
That's the first time I watched the original Fright Night.
That's a good one. The original Fright Night.
Yeah.
I'd like to.
I love the remake, too, obviously.
I would like to revisit the remake.
Dear to my heart.
I saw that in theaters again.
I think I did, too.
You know why. We all know why.
We all know why.
We all know why we watched that movie for the first time.
Yeah.
I feel like I know why. Like, I did obviously go into that movie for the same reasons that we all did, and I really distinctly remember walking out of it going, Colin Farrell.
Yeah?
Yes, absolutely.
Like, not why I came here, but,
And that was... that movie
Colin
came
Farrell,
out...
you make a compelling point.
in 2011.
Yeah, I get it.
Which I'm trying to remember if that was... Because I have two distinct stages in my life with Colin Farrell. One is before I saw In Bruges and post seeing In Bruges. And I believe that Fright Night was like it came out in a post In Bruges world, but I'm trying to remember if I think I had seen it by that point. Because before In Bruges, I was like, this guy, and then after I saw In Bruges, I was like, I'm obsessed with you.
This guy. Yeah,
this guy,
absolutely.
though. Which is why I'm so excited for the Banshees of Inisherin, obviously. They played the trailer before 3,000 Years of Longing, and I was literally sitting there like, you need to show me this movie right fucking now, or I don't know what I'll do! It's like...
There's no way I've not said this on the show, right? But you guys know I've never actually sat all the way through In Bruges, yeah?
Yeah, I know. We still need to do that. We still need to do that sometime.
Eventually, that is on the list for us, for sure.
Banshees of Inisherin and In Bruges double feature.
The thing is that In Bruges is like irrevocable. Like, it is the movie that I watch every Christmas.
Yeah.
Because I like that's I watch In Bruges on Christmas when I am preferably drunk alone in my house, not having to deal with anyone. Yeah, it's great. It's my reward for getting through the Christmas season.
Which hopefully
watching In Bruges alone. Hopefully, people are always like, "That's so depressing," and I'm like, "It's literally my favorite part of December."
Yeah. Hopefully, with this new job that you have, will be less awful to deal with, but probably still pretty bad.
100%. Like it's literally. Yeah. I mean, I was working.
I mean, that's not the only reason,
Christmas
right?
Too. And it is better. But there's also just like there's like an ambient level of Christmas bullshit I have to put up with just like from being alive, and having to live in a society
and living in the U.S.
And In Bruges is my reward for surviving that.
Great movie.
Very life affirming.
Yeah, it makes me very excited because Martin McDonagh, his cinematic output since then has been less than. Like, it hasn't really excited me, and this is, like, bringing back the elements. It's like, okay, I figured out what's wrong. I mean, it's basically what we've been saying the whole time. It's like, I need to go back to Ireland. We're like, yes, you do. I need to get Colin Farrell still there, obviously. I need to bring Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson specifically back on screen together. Like, yes, King, yes,
they're
you do.
So perfect.
And then he's also going to bring Barry Keoghan in there, and Carrie Condon, who I think is a really underrated actress, who was on Rome she was on Rome the whole time. Is also going to be in it. So it's just like, those are great tastes that go great together, honestly.
I just remembered that spoilers for the fucking Robert Pattinson Batman movie. If you haven't watched it by now, I presume you don't care.
Get it together, guys.
I do not. Sorry.
I just viscerally remembered that they were like, we're doing the Joker again, and I was like, okay, die in a hole, and they were like, it's Barry Keoghan, and I was like, I'm listening.
Oh shit, well maybe I'll fucking watch that movie
Literally,
then.
I love that little freak.
The only way that sentence could have ended that would make me go, okay, I'm gonna give you a chance.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I don't know. This has gone away from me.
I'm very excited my final thought is that my personal final thought is that now I'm thinking about this, what we just said, I'm very excited to watch Troy, which I believe also has Brendan Gleeson and Colin Farrell in it. Because I think everyone in the world is in that movie.
Literally,
anyway.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, who? I feel like it's a shorter list to list people who weren't in Troy.
Who were not in Troy. Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, Brendan Gleeson is middle late. No, maybe I'm thinking of Alexander, I think, because Colin Farrell was in the Alexander movie. So maybe I'm wrong.
Hang on.
Some of these movies tend to blur together for me.
There was like a period where everybody wanted to do those like swords and sandals vibes, and then they just like no one has done one.
And none of them were Gladiator.
Here's the reason: is because Alexander and Troy were both. They both came out in the same year, and they're both obscenely long. And 2004 is already an overloaded year for me. I feel like every movie that came out in 2004, and it's still, like, I look at that list, and I'm just like, wow, that's too many. And then I'm almost like, I can't take in another 2004 movie, because 2004 is such a particular year for me.
You've
do an episode on
run out of mental shelf space for 2004.
Yeah, I'm like, this is
okay.
too
Revenge
much.
of the Sith didn't come out in 2004 though, so
That's fair.
I don't see what the point is.
It's true.
Okay. Final Halloween thoughts? Any little wrap ups here?
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, my whole final Halloween thought
Yeah,
is
me too.
I figured out what I'm doing for what I'm like dressing up as for Halloween, and I'm going to be Vampire
Yeah.
Billy Joe Armstrong circa the
That's right.
American Idiot Tour. So get ready for a bunch of pictures of that on my Twitter.
Excellent.
Yeah.
We'll see if
My
I
mom
actually
was
get
like,
it together
don't do
to make
anything
a
weird
costume.
to your hair, and I was like, Mom, I'm not going to do anything weird to my hair. I'm 30. I do not know why my mother keeps being like, don't do anything weird to your hair. It's like, Mom, I'm 30. Also,
Yeah.
I work in a bank.
One,
like, I'm not
going
anything
to.
weird
First
to
of
my
all,
hair.
who cares? Second of all, yeah. Whereas my mom was like, I love this hair color you have, and I have this weird like peach thing going on that I fucked up my hair
Your
too.
mom's a lot more alt than mine is.
This is true. I keep trying to convince her to get an undercut, and she's like, no. And I'm like,
She
Mom,
would look
please.
so cool with an
Oh,
undercut.
this looks so nice.
I think she would look so cute, right?
Do it.
Okay, I'm gonna clip this and send it to her
Do
and
it.
see if I can convince
Do
her.
This
To be fair, I
is
think
cool.
I don't know
everyone
what
would
I'm
look
doing
great
for-
with an undercut, but I do think that your mom would.
Yeah, right? So, there we go.
I don't know. Yeah, my other
Proof live
last
on the
thought
internet.
is, hey everybody, if you've got like recs for sad elegiac movies where it rains a lot, hit me the fuck up.
There are scenes in Maurice when it rains, Ezra.
This is true.
Helena, believe me, I'm intimately fucking aware.
As am I.
We all are.
Uh,
We all have that movie writ on our fucking bones.
I've only seen it the once, and that's still true.
Exactly.
My final thoughts are as I don't know what I'm dressing up as for Halloween, but Dracula Watch is starting soon, so get fucking ready, everybody who knows me. I don't know what I'm going to start off with this year, but...
Maybe I should make that my goal to at least watch one Dracula adaptation.
Yeah, there you go.
My final Halloween thought is Tubi is a great service just in general for watching movies, and they also just happen to have a lot of really great horror movies. Right now, The Bride of Frankenstein is on Tubi, and everybody should watch The Bride of Frankenstein because it's so good. And that's another one that's like, I feel like just in general, the Universal monster movies are really accessible.
Yeah.
Horror movies that aren't too scary, and Bride of Frankenstein is like the best of them. Tubi is free for all, so please indulge in it and support it because we love Tubi and we want to see it thrive and grow. And you can see a lot of really cool movies on it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Great.
Yeah.
On that note, thanks for hanging out with us here on Sneople at the Movies from the Infinity Break Network. Check out infinitybreak.net for more awesome content, and come hit us up on Twitter at people_snake, or shoot us an email at sneopleatthemovies@gmail.com. Our amazing music was done by Johnny Ronaldo, who you can find at Johnny Ronaldo on Twitter. Our super snazzy logo was designed by Bethany Luthold. You can check her out at bethanyluthold.wixsite.com. If you got a subject you want to hear us talk about, a movie you think we absolutely need to see, or want to share your Letterboxd list of essential Halloween flicks, come say hello. Also, if you can, please leave a review on iTunes and share the show with any friends who you think would enjoy it. Any way you can spread the news really helps us out so much, and we very much appreciate it. As always, thanks for listening, and we'll see you at the movies.